Pneumonia welcomes you. This is Humaira, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about the most important and one of the most talked about topics of all times. What should a pre-diabetic and a diabetic patient eat? It is such a vast topic, right? Diabetes, there is a lot of mechanism, how the insulin and glucagon levels are fluctuating in a diabetic patient, what medications are required, what are the lifestyle changes and the dietary habits that have to be changed during diabetes. But we are going to just talk about one portion of diabetes and change in the dietary habits. So, every time we eat a meal, so this is constant for all, whether you are diabetic or non-diabetic, there is release of glucose in your body, right? Now, when there is increase in the glucose levels, how do you understand what food is leading to how much increase in your glucose levels? If I am able to identify that, only then I'll be able to make right choices. Only then you can be alert as a diabetic person, or you can tell your family members with diabetes that this food is not good for you. You must be aware of the different food items that you are asked not to eat, to avoid. But what is the reason behind that? That is because every food item has varying levels of glucose in it. So how do we understand how much glucose is there? That is understood by glycemic index. So glycemic index is a standardized value which is assigned to one food item each. So this will help you understand how much will be the glucose release in the body. The release of glucose will be in an accelerated phase, or whether it will be slowly released in the body. So when you are able to know the glycemic index of that food item, you will be able to consume with more conscious and in the right manner. So whether your insulin levels are working or not, at least your dietary habits will be in the right path. We know that in type 1 diabetes, the body is not able to produce sufficient amount of insulin in the body, and that is why glucose is left unabsorbed. Whereas in type 2 diabetes, insulin is produced by the body, but it does not have the ability to utilize the glucose that is there in the body. So because of that, in both cases, there is a rise in glucose levels. To understand and categorize in a better manner, we divide glycemic index into three categories: low, medium and high. Low is where your glycemic index lies within 1 to 55. For medium, it has to be 56 to 69, and for high, it has to be above 70. What I mean when I say that this particular food is high in GI? It means that the carbohydrates are broken down at a quicker level as compared to others, and the level of glucose rises rapidly. So some of the examples of GI food that are high are like white bread, white rice, all these sugary items, soft drinks, beverages, etc. Of the low and medium GI food can be whole grains, pulses, some vegetables and some fruits. So does that mean that all low GI foods are healthy? That can be a little misleading. Now you must be very confused. It's not necessary that all low GI foods are healthy and all high GI foods are unhealthy. Watermelon is a fruit, and obviously it has so many nutritious values, it is so healthy to eat, but its GI level is high. Whereas if you compare it with the chocolate cake, which does not have much of nutrition but it's obviously very tasty, has low GI value. So does that mean that I am asking a diabetic person to go ahead and have a piece of cake but avoid the watermelon? So there is something that is missing over here, right? That when a food item is containing or is cooked with a fat or a protein, the absorption of carbohydrates slows down, so the GI value reduces. Or for example, if you are having a vegetable like carrot or cucumber or beetroot is eaten as it is, it's eaten raw, so the GI value will be different. Whereas when it's cooked, for example, when it's beetroot, the GI value increases when it is cooked. The absorption of carbohydrate is faster. So it varies from the cooking methods as well. I did mention that the glycemic index has a standardized value. It is constant for all food items. There's a specific number for apple, there's specific for banana, for grapes. So is it fair to say that if I'm having one grape, the GI value is 59. If I'm having the entire bunch, the GI value is still 59. So how am I going to understand whether I should be eating one piece or two pieces or the entire bunch? So that is the homework for you. try to think, try to brainstorm, do some research, and then we will meet in the next episode where I will tell you how this can make sense. I will be introducing another term which will help us understand how do we calculate and bring our glucose level to normal, monitor it in the right manner, and prevent ourselves from becoming a diabetic patient. Or for those who are diabetic, it will help them in understanding what is the right dietary habit for them. So that's all for today. You know the drill. Do like, share and subscribe to Eudaimonia. Until next time, love, invest, find yourself and enjoy.